Good evening and welcome to you all. I hope you're all well, and it's really lovely to see you again. Our theme for tonight's reflection is times of change. How do we keep hold of peace and joy at such times? Mary Miles will kindly read William Cowper's poem, A Man Who Was Very Acquainted with Dark, Changing Times. I wonder which words stay with you.
When darkness long has veiled my mind, and smiling day once more appears, then, my Redeemer, then I find the folly of my doubts and fears. Straight I upbraid my wandering heart, and blush that I should ever be thus prone to act so base a part, or harbour one hard thought of thee. O let me then at length be taught what I am still slow to learn, that God is love and changes not, nor knows a shadow of a turn.
When I was thinking about this month's space to be, I found that words and images from the Queen's funeral and the accompanying studio reflections have stayed with me long after the event. A few days later, I heard some inspiring words from the Reverend Richard Littledale during a morning service about times of change. I would like to share with you these words. His words encouraged me to read Proverbs, one of the books of wisdom from the Bible. Well, my final inspiration came when I received a postcard of the causeway leading to Holy Island on the Northumbrian coast, a place close to my heart and certainly a sacred place. Gradually, God was nudging me to put these jigsaw pieces together to form the reflection for tonight's space to be. So let us start by finding some space to be still within our bodies and our minds. You may like to spend a few moments imagining you are sitting in your favorite place. Notice your surroundings. I wonder how you feel to be in this place. Now, focus on the rhythm of your breathing. You do not need to do anything. Just be. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know. Be still. Be. We are collectively at a crossing place, a time of change. The autumn winds encourage us to stay indoors, wear an extra jumper for warmth, and curl up with a book. I wonder if you've ever found yourself so caught up with reading a book that you cannot wait to turn the next page or discover what is in the next chapter. Occasionally, I've done so, only to discover that the pages are stuck together and I cannot read the next chapter clearly, or I miss a crucial point. In the last month, we have closed one chapter with dignified reflection, stillness, sadness, and thanksgiving for the life and example of a queen whose faith was the bedrock of her life and her way of living. She radiated the love of God, and she was the still pool of serenity at the heart of our national life. The impact of that particular chapter will remain in many hearts for years to come. The next chapter is not only unread, but unwritten. Often it is in the realm of uncertainty that faith must find a voice. William Cowper, the hymn writer, said, "Knowledge is proud that it knows so much. Wisdom is humble that it knows no more." Our reading tonight comes from the book of Proverbs. This book of wisdom does not provide so much as rules for living as signposts along the way. The Proverbs are rather like snow poles, marking out the unseen way when it has been obscured. As you listen to the reading, I wonder which proverb will be just for you.
My son, pay attention to what I say. Listen closely to my words. Do not let them out of your sight. Keep them within your heart, for they are life to those who find them, and health to one's whole body. Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Keep your mouth free of perversity. Keep corrupt talk far from your lips. Let your eyes look straight ahead. Fix your gaze directly before you. Give careful thought to the paths for your feet, and take only ways that are firm. Do not turn to the right or the left. Keep your foot from evil. Above all else, guard your heart. Such wise words for such a time as this. And yet it is not altogether easy to abide by them. The worries of the mind clamour for the heart's attention in all things. Concerns about global issues such as climate change, the war in Ukraine, a winter of hardship, changes in the landscape of our nation's life, and not least personal anxieties, are like insistent visitors, banging, ringing, and incessantly knocking on the front door of the heart. Of course, we don't have to open the door, but they are hard to ignore all the same.
When we are distracted by this noise, we fail to be still, be silent, and listen attentively for that still small voice or gentle knock on perhaps the back door of our heart, offering us peace if only we can trust that He, the God of love, is in control. Faith must learn to put all these worries and distractions into a wider perspective and look at life with gratitude, with a grateful heart. Let me turn to two passages from the Book of Joy, which I mentioned last time, written by the Dalai Lama and Desmond Tutu. Like the Book of Proverbs, their words are a treasury of wisdom. Our perspective towards life has been found to have a great influence on our happiness and joy. If we are able to reframe our situation more positively, then we will not experience so much anxiety and self-inflicted isolation from the companionship of others. Changing the way we see the world, in turn, changes the way we feel and the way we act, which changes the world in itself. For every event in life, the Dalai Lama says, there are many different angles. When you look at the same event from a wider perspective, your sense of worry and anxiety reduces, and you have greater joy. It is not happiness that makes us grateful. It is gratefulness that makes us happy. Every moment is a gift. There is no certainty that you will have another moment with all the opportunity that it contains. The gift within every gift is the opportunity it offers us. Most often, it is the opportunity to enjoy it. But sometimes a difficult gift is given to us, and that can be an opportunity to rise to the challenge. I wonder if you can recall a challenging episode in your life, which, with hindsight and a wider perspective, you can be grateful for.
Give one thing more, a
So how can we act with gratitude as we face this unwritten chapter in our lives? I have spent some time contemplating my postcard of the Causeway, connecting the mainland of Northumberland with the Northumbrian island of Lindisfarne. I have walked this causeway at low tide with a sense of urgency and reverence. Causeways open up pathways to places that have been inaccessible. On our inner pilgrimage, a causeway might be an invitation to move forward towards what is new and unknown. A causeway exposes the bedrock of a deeper security than the provisional safe place we have left behind. As Margaret Sylph points out in her book, Sacred Spaces, our inner causeways are not always peaceful. They often arise out of unexpected events or chaos rather than calm, perhaps similar to what we are all experiencing at the moment. They only appear when the tide drains away from the bedrock and leaves it exposed. When we are stripped of everything that provides a notion of security. A causeway opens up an unexpected threshold of growth and change in our lives. They enable us to pass from the world that we know to the other world of what is still unknown and untried. The place where we make such crossings is where we do our growing. Perhaps you are standing on a causeway at the moment. Sometimes our lives seem as though they've slipped out of our control, and our reactions can no longer be predicted.
Let nothing disturb you or take away your peace. Make your home in God. Let nothing alarm you or hold your heart in fear. Know that all things fade away. For God is unchanging. God is ever true. God who loves you so. So be patient with what is, and everything is yours. All you need, your God will give. For with God in your heart and your faith strong in Him, know you will forever live. For God is unchanging. God is ever true. God who loves you so.
Continuing his advice for such a time as this, the writer of Proverbs urges us to narrow our focus. Let your eyes look straight ahead. Fix your gaze directly before you, he writes. Looking at my postcard, I notice the swerve of the causeway. Do not turn to the right or to the left. For a runner, the ability to focus on the track ahead might be the difference between winning or losing a race. No time to stop and wave at mummy in the crowd if you are a 5-year-old at your first school sports day. Fix your gaze directly before you. It is all about forward focus. In truth, it is all about forward focus in the race of faith. Having emerged from the isolating and at times fearful experience of the pandemic, we are not to look back over our shoulder, but maintain forward focus. We are not to return to what we knew, but move forward to a new experience of living with gratitude and spiritual growth. Like St. Paul, we are to do one thing: forget what is behind and strain to what is ahead. This is a singular moment in our lives for people to do just that. Our knowledge of what is ahead is negligible, but our wisdom may be shown as we embark on this journey. The quality of our trust will be tested, no doubt, but the promise of God's presence is certain. This poem was given to me by the warden of Laund Abbey as I embarked on the first of 3 10-day silent retreats. A daunting journey. I found this piece so powerful. I wonder what it means to you.
The pilgrims paused on the ancient stones in the mountain gap. Behind them stretched the roadway they had travelled. Ahead, mist hid the track. Unspoken, the question hovered, why go on? Is life not short enough? Why seek to pierce its mystery? Why venture further on strange paths, risking all? Surely that is the gamble for fools or lovers. Why not return quietly to the known road? Why be a pilgrim still? A voice they knew called to them, saying, "This is Trasna, the crossing place. Choose. Go back if you must. You will find your way easily by yesterday's fires. There may be life in the embers yet. If that is not your deep desire, stand still. Lay down your load. Take your life firmly in your 2 hands. Gently, you are trusted with something precious. While you search your heart's yearnings, what am I seeking? What is my quest? When your star rises deep within, trust yourself to its leading. You will have light for the first steps. This is Trasna, the crossing place. Choose. This is Trasna, the crossing place. Come.
When we weave a web of words, our prayer is caught in gossamer threads that cling and stifle, like the dragonfly trapped by its own brilliance. Our wings are broken. If, however, we wait silently, all movement stilled, the river becomes a deep reservoir from which love can draw, and our need will be filled.
Well, we're coming towards the end of our space to be tonight. But before our final piece of music, I would like to thank everyone who contributed. Bob and Mary, Iain and Jane. And thank you, most of all, to you for coming. Before our final piece of music, a reminder that if you would like to stay for some gentle conversation afterwards, please stay on Zoom. And now I'd like to end with a short prayer. God, be thou a bright flame before us. Be thou a guiding star above us. Be thou a smooth path below us. Be thou a kindly shepherd behind us. Today, tonight, and forever. Good night, everybody.